When you're pouring out your pee, seconds matter. And I use this Stanley thermos now with a much wider end than, say, like a milk jug. It's like double the width. And seconds matter when I want to quickly dump it without really being seen. Having the extra wide width for pouring out shave seconds off that pour time, rather than sitting there going through the glug 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 of the smaller hole of the, say, the milk carton or milk jug. Alright, this is a little weird. Some kind of a charging station. You can plug in here. Is it entirely reliant on solar power? Is there any external power source? You sit on the solar panels. Never seen anything like that. There's two of them. Alright, based on my observations on Google Maps, I liked what I saw on the other side of this building. But now on foot, I like this side. So I think I want to move my car, because it's kind of busy on the other side. Optimist International, Optimist Club of North Liberty. And this used to be a door, or maybe a bathroom. They used to have drinking fountains in this pavilion. Maybe electricity, but if they shut down everything else, that outlet probably doesn't work. But yeah, I want to move just to this side now. So I backed up too far into this pole. This is the first. That's maybe kind of happened maybe once or twice before, but the first worst one. I'm not aware of any permanent damage. I can't be letting that happen. Backing up into poles with the bicycle, that's gonna break something. Alright, testing out this bench. I got a low USB bus voltage. It's not even charging. It's all plugged in right. So you can get charging for hours, but it'll be a very low charge, to the point where it screws up the software on this police scanner. I can't even run off of battery still. The farm is not complete without burdock hanging over the trail. And it looks like new growth. That would not be happening in Wisconsin. Already starting to grow another layer before the winter. That's something burdock can get away with more further south. They got some kind of motion sensor on this water here. There's no button to press. Duh. It tastes like hose. Since there's a ton of burdock around here, I want to pick it and use it for eating, to try to get rid of my Barrett's esophagus, stomach ulcer, GERD, acid reflux, whatever. It might help. The seeds might help, but the problem is it's the little hairs in between the seeds are very irritating, so I'm gonna need gloves for this. You know, many of these seem to have the seeds bursting out the ends, so I'm not using any gloves. and I'm just squeezing them off the end. I'm not trying to dig in. I'll take some loss. I may be getting only half of what's in each one, but just to avoid the hairs and only deal with the outside. Yeah, look, I just shook it. I just shook it a little bit, and I got 4. So they're coming out the end pretty good. I don't need to get all up inside them perfectly. Alright, I got a lot of little hairs in here and a bug, and they're about, a lot of them are about as heavy as the seeds. Alright, it's not a pan full, it's just kind of not even covering the bottom, but I shouldn't be eating a lot anyway. I hope this helps for my throat problems. I'm itching my fingers raw in between the fingers because of those little hairs. It's so irritating. Alright, I'm trying a new technique of crushing these right on the spot. As I pull, you can see that I even have seeds that just fell off. I try to hold the pan underneath as I'm pulling them. Just got this big ball, and I want to crush it with my gloved hands. But I like to soften them up a little bit with the end of the stick, because they need some crushing first, and then I start separating them and all that. And then I simply blow and shake. And the seeds are a little bit heavier. I just want to admit, I'm still burping though. I've had more burdock seeds than I've ever had before to try to stop this burping, and I'm still burping, so this may not be the solution. I wonder if I got like this change in the pit of my stomach. Like I get upset in the evening times because I constantly have to find somewhere that's legal to hang out for the night, and I'm constantly getting pushed and pushed and pushed, and it's stressing me out. I think that's possible, because I'm thinking right now it's like, oh, almost 6. I gotta start thinking about getting back to Walmart, and that's a stress. Imagine a lot of you people watching, you don't have that kind of stress, or you gotta find a safe place where the cops won't harass you at night. And another thing that stresses me out is that when I go to a new place, the Wi-Fi doesn't always work, and it's just like, sometimes I'll connect and I'm like, oh, it looks good, I got full bars, then it says no, failure to authenticate at Walmart, or anywhere, even libraries, between libraries and Walmarts, failure to authenticate. It could work for the first 5 minutes and then stop working, or just tease me and tease me, and sometimes I have to, like, in this car, sometimes I have to like hold the computer on the passenger side or hold the computer on the driver's side. I can never seem, sometimes I can rarely lay on my stomach and hold the computer in the rear part of the car. But there's places wherever like a Walmart, if the Walmart's on the passenger side, I have to constantly lean to the side for Walmart. Just like those couple extra inches actually make a difference. And I have severe blockage in the back of this car. I think it could be because of the bicycle scrambling up the signals, and then this too, because I notice a difference in connectivity when I have this on or not. But it seems like either Walmarts are causing this issue where you can't connect in the parking lot, some Walmarts, or I don't know if it's a new thing or if it's just a particular Walmart. But I'm dealing with Wi-Fi stress. I'm constantly looking for Wi-Fi. I'm trying to avoid using my own $80 a month hotspot, and the Walmart allows me to download YouTube videos, but there's a stress to that too. Every new place I go, I gotta like discover what the Wi-Fi is like, and that's stressful. I got some real stresses, but modern day stresses. But I mean, I let them stress me out. They wouldn't be. All right, this integrated DNA research lab is very curious to me. We're in Coralville, Corall, or just one L, Ville, and I'm at Walmart. And across the street is Integrated DNA Services or something. Oh. And then on the other side of that is Costco. And this building, this Integrated DNA, and it even says right on the front of the building, it's full of nerds. The parking lot is full. And they're active. No trucks allowed though. They got special exits, special doors that you need a card to beep in. And they always have a TV running, because I could sleep here overnight and watch what's going on overnight. And they don't work at night. They work at the daytime. They're turning on the lights in the morning on the upstairs. But it's something with DNA. They don't need a fence. They work in front of open windows, so there's no big security concern like it's a IBM facility that has, well, IBM doesn't even have the private security in Rochester, Minnesota. This is Coralville, Iowa. I'm pretty sure that they probably have federal funding of some kind. But look, you could just hang out at the bus stop, and I could just hang out at the bus stop and get a closer look at what they're doing. It's very curious. But I mean, this is Coralville, which seems to have a pretty low crime rate anyway. Alright, in Coralville at the swimming pool park, City Hall's over there. There are electrical outlets. Have to test them. High schools across the park, so I'm thinking kids might be attracted to this area. Hard to say though. What the heck? Some kind of art sculpture in the middle of the water. What's going on? Wow, that was something. It's another version of the solar power seat. The tap water in Coralville is very hard to drink. Very hard. It's like a salty rottenness, and it might even be close to being too dangerous to drink. I can't survive on it. So might have to start buying water, the clean water from Walmart again. I find it interesting here that this music store has got a ton of grand pianos. It's Coralville. There's just this weird mixture of affluence and ghetto. It's weird. I just don't know what to make of it. There's just things that they get right, or at least make it look like they got something really special going on. And things they get wrong. Like the infrastructure looks really neat and affluent and taken care of. It looks clean. But then the water, the tap water, tastes terrible. And might be on the verge of dangerous. There's a real extreme in priorities around here. Some kids just walked by and they called me a kidnapper. I'm just sitting here in the swimming pool parking lot, and I'll just say this was not my first choice being here. I was over on the other side earlier in the day, but the city worker had to bring over this big truck with a chipper making all kinds of racket, so I moved over here. Eyebrow threading? Look at that, they use a hose and just go around collecting leaves into the back of the hose, or into the back of the truck with that hose. I've never seen that done before. So just like in Pocatello, Idaho, when my knees hurt after drinking their water, my right leg is hurting in the calf area after drinking this Coralville, Iowa water. The taste reminds me of Pocatello, and now this odd pain. And the pain comes out most when I'm kneeling in my car. When I'm sitting, it's not so bad. But I think there's something to do with the water and inflammation. Alright, I want to confess that I had a lot of cabbage, maybe half a head of cabbage today, and I did not have anything with it, and now I've got some gas pains in my lower bowels. I have regrets. I was thinking I should have eaten some of my eggs with that cabbage, and I didn't. I just was munching it by itself, and now I think the eggs would have controlled the gas better, but now it's a problem that scares me because it can get serious. I've experienced more serious problems like this in the past. And I'm feeling all kinds of inflammation all throughout my body, and I think I know what it comes down to is dehydration. So I got this distilled water. I'm gonna drink as much as I can all night. It's gonna be stupid. I only have a half-gallon jug to pee into, and drinking here, there's really nowhere to pour but I have to drink. It's been a long time since I've done the flush, and flushes have helped in the past. Alright, I don't know if it's me or what, but this distilled water does not taste like distilled water. It tastes like there's something in it. I mean, I'm getting older and it's been a long time since I've had distilled water, but distilled water usually seems to be like an acidic, or it just feels like it cleans out my mouth or something. It doesn't add like a slime to my mouth. So it looks like I'm at the Mormon handcart park, and I think they're carrying a dead body there. Immigrating, I'll have to read this. Despite their inexperience, handcart companies. That's something I'm gonna have to downgrade to when my car dies. And so they camped and buried their dead here. But they had to go through some real hilly foresty area. So you think the first few Mormons that were on the trail had to really pave the way for the following Mormons for this handcart journey. All right. Handcart Pioneer Campsite. But if I try to camp out here, I'll have the cops on me in no time. Possibly the campus cops for this nearby college. Stay on trail. I had a fence up, maybe I was a little bit taller for this huge gorge, this drop off. Died while camping out here during the travel. Ugh. Just got a branch in my mouth. They put a chain because it was wooden. They were buried down below. But I mean, there's so much erosion that this hillside was probably up further. This is an interesting account, best told by someone directly. Wow, okay. So his kids dying, mostly, I suppose, not used to the elements. Alright, I don't know why this sign is beat up so bad. Somebody may have hurt themselves. But yeah, the library is this way. See, this is a well-maintained trail because it's a lot of college kids using it. Single track trail. Okay. So it's about just not paving it. Yeah, they have put a lot of effort into this. Do not occupy culvert when train is passing overhead. Really? I've never seen a warning like, oh my god, it's pretty low. It might hit you on the head. I found this interesting. Hertz Donuts has an emergency donut vehicle. The Mormon handcart campsite is closed after sundown. Not in the 1850s. It's really frustrating to see how society has gotten into it. We've gotten into attacking each other again since then. They were all so helpful back then with each other's traveling endeavors, and now we're in combat. But it's just like, it's a civil combat, and I mean, who's really losing out on that is, you know, the civilians. But it's so like, what do they say, magistrate. So it's with petty fines here and there, nickel and diming.